Hello, hi, welcome back. Fancy seeing you here. Hi, okay. So, I don't know what this hairdo's doing. Like, you know when you try and do something cute that you've seen on Pinterest and it just doesn't work? That is me right now. But I'm back, sat on my bed, and it seems to be now that when I'm sat on my bed, it's because I'm like, just having like a little bit of a chit chat. I just feel like this is where I feel like my most like safe to speak, like honestly, you know what I mean? Like, it's not a like done backdrop. You know what I might do though? I'm gonna put my fairy lights on. I don't even know if you can see that on the camera. I probably need to replace the batteries because I think they're starting to die. But yeah, I've got mushroom. I've got a really rather too cropped little top that I cut from Champion on, and then my little VS shorts, but I'm like, it's quite warm and I just can't really bother to change, so I'm just gonna use mushroom to cover my boobs because they might come out during this video. So okay, if you guys don't follow me on Instagram, you won't know because I didn't post about it on YouTube, but basically this past week I've been really unwell. It's not COVID, don't worry, had that all checked. Basically I'm still not great, to be fair, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not chippy choppy chirpy, we might pick this up. But this is the first video I've filmed in probably like way over a week because all last week's uploads were already pre-recorded videos because I was supposed to fly to Scotland on Monday of last week to go and stay with Chloe, so I had all of my content already pre-filmed, so it worked out quite well in a way that you guys didn't miss out on any content. But obviously I also didn't get to go and see Chloe, which I'm really sad about, but it's one of those things. Like, we got back from London on the Sunday and then it was the Sunday night that I basically just got so unwell, and like I woke up the morning of Monday like I'm supposed to be getting a flight and I genuinely could not stand up and like get to an airport and take my luggage and blah blah blah. And I obviously didn't want to go and make Chloe ill, everything like that. So I have basically been here for the past week lying in my bed, doing absolutely nothing. I finished Selling Sunset, I finished the Hamptons Homes one, I finished Vampire Diaries. I didn't just start Vampire Diaries though, like I've been watching that for freaking donkeys. Started the originals. Like, I am so fed up of watching telly, like oh my god, it's been exhausting. As in, it's not been exhausting, but as in like mentally I'm like, oh my god, I need some stimulation. So today, it's Monday, I woke up and I was like, I'm gonna deal with my emails, I'm gonna get some work done. I've made my to-do list for the week and I'm just gonna try and slowly get back to it because I know there'd be no point in me throwing myself in like balls deep into working because I just won't manage to hack it. But anyway, so I've wanted to film this video for a little while and I know that I've needed to, and I just felt like now was the right day to film it, because I've got a lot to say, and it's basically just like a few updates from me of like what's going on in my life, because you guys know me, I'm very honest. And this video is basically for anyone that thinks I've got my shit together and thinks that I've got all my life planned and it's all great and it's all perfect and it's all fabulous. Sadly, not everything works out like that. So, the big kind of like, what is it, elephant in the room that some of you guys might have picked up from if you've watched Mum's video, or you might have no clue what I'm talking about. And a lot of you are going to be very surprised by this because I have literally just taken you through an entire room renovation process. I've literally done like 5 or 6 videos on it and you guys are still waiting for the final room tour or another part. It's all you guys are asking about, it's all you want to see. And I've got some news, we're moving. Yeah, so this has all happened like very quickly, very like, okay, we've got to get the ball rolling. Now obviously I did the switch with my parents for these floors, so I've basically just moved up a floor and they've moved down a floor because it just worked better that way. And since doing that, and obviously since I've started decorating and making it my own and things like that, circumstances have changed, and especially with the market being the way that it is right now, we know that obviously there will be a property crash. And like, this isn't my parents' forever home, this isn't the house they're going to spend the rest of their life in. So it's time to sell. I know you guys are gonna be so upset by this, trust me. It's like, you know, it's one of those things, like, I love this house and I don't want to move, but I also know that this isn't their forever home, and like, this isn't my forever home. Like, I don't know where I'm gonna be living, I don't know what I'm gonna be doing, I don't know any of that. That's a whole another part of the story. But yeah, so as you guys know, when I was doing up this place, and whenever I talk about my kitchen, I say that the house needs a lot of work done to it, which it does. This is a period property, like, it's old and it needs some renovations. So as of like 2 weeks time, we're actually moving out, and we're moving to mum and dad's Lakes house. You guys might recall it's where I spent lockdown, and it's basically a house that they rent out. So it's like a second home property that they rent out on the lakes, but they are like, they've had to cancel the bookings so that we can move there, so that this house can be renovated, because it just won't work us being here whilst they do everything. Now I might be able to come back in between, like, we don't know how long it's going to take. They're saying that it's like a month or 2 months, so we really don't know. But the long and short of it is that obviously, like, I've been decorating this room, and like, I've got my beautiful poster wall that I absolutely love, but that poster wall's gonna have to come down in 2 weeks. So like, me doing my room and like putting up the swing chair that I got, or like putting up different frames and my TV bracket, like, there's no point doing it because it's all gonna have to be taken down, so the whole house can be repainted, the whole kitchen needs to be redone. Like, all of my walls are like the really ones that have like been bashed and battered and like peeling away, and it just, we couldn't stay here whilst this is all going on. So yeah, we're gonna move to Lakes in the meantime, and then ultimately once this house is ready, me and Anya might move back, but mum and dad probably won't. Like, they'll probably stay at Lakes, because we're then going to start having viewings, because the aim is to sell this house this year. Yeah, so this was literally decided in like 2 weeks. Originally the plan was for like the work to be like done slowly over the next like year, but then we realized the market was crashing, and we thought now is the time to sell this year and hopefully buy something next year. So yeah, my life is all over the place. The past couple of weeks we've basically been like clearing out this entire house, because my dad is a hoarder and has a load of crap, basically, and obviously I have a load of stuff as well. So like, don't think that this is like the end of this room, like, it's not, but I don't know the future of this room. I don't know how long we'll be here. We could also do up the house and then it could not sell, and we could be here for a lot longer than we thought, but like, that is the gist of what's going on. So I feel like people weren't going to see this video, and then when I go at Lakes and I'm filming there, people are going to be so confused and think I've moved like they did before, but it's just a temporary thing. And then obviously mum and dad are talking about buying somewhere else, and like it being their forever home, and it being somewhere that like that's where they're going to live the rest of their life. Because I think moving here, we all knew this wasn't going to be like the forever house, but when we first moved here, like, this is probably the longest I've lived in a house since I was 7. I think we're verging on 4 or 5 years here, which is really long for us. Like, we normally move every 2 years. When we moved here, Anya was at uni here, I was at college here. Like, that's the reason for us moving here, and getting this house in particular. But now, like, there's no real need for us to be in this particular house, and I think my parents just want something a little bit more, like, I don't know, suitable for them as they're like getting older and things like that. Like, this house has 6 flights of stairs, and I don't mean that in like a, oh my god, my house has 6 flights of stairs. Like, it's a very tall house, it's not a very wide house, and each staircase is a double staircase, so not the most practical. You know, they're getting old, their backs are hurting, like, you know, it's one of those things. So that's going on. So I basically don't know where I'm going to be or where I'm going to be living in 6 months time. I don't know what's going to be going on. So I just thought I'd let you know, because I know you will want a next part in the room renovation, but sadly there's just no point in me continuing it when I'm literally moving out in 2 weeks and I don't know when I'm going to be back or how quickly the house will sell. But that doesn't mean there won't be a room tour. I'm kind of gonna like take it as it is for now, because this is still like freaking great, like so good. Like I love what I've done with it. So there will be a room tour coming, hopefully on Thursday, if I can get my shiz together. Oh, shut up, bird. And unpack my suitcase from Chloe's that never actually got unpacked, if you know what I mean. Like, it's packed with all my stuff and it never got touched. But yeah, so that's kind of like the main thing that I feel like a lot of people are like, oh my god, why did you spend all this money doing up your room? And it's like, because I didn't know, like none of us knew. None of us knew what was like gonna happen, so we're just kind of going with it, and it is what it is. Whatever I've put in this place, I can take wherever we go next, or wherever I end up, you know. Who knows, there's a lot up in the air, there's even more complications added in, but I just won't even go into the details. But yeah, so that's gonna be a big change, and I don't know, I'm looking forward to going to living at Lakes, because I know it's a beautiful place, but you know when it's not your home, like it's a little bit like, oh, I kind of miss my home. But to be fair, I am going to bring some of the stuff I have in my room here, there, just to make it a little bit more me. Like, I'm going to be living there for a couple of months. Then I'll bring like some of my cushions and stuff like that. So you can wait to see that video, because I will do a video of like us moving over there and like showing the house and things like that, because I know you guys are really interested in that house. So that's one thing. Then it was kind of, the next point that I kind of have to make was kind of stemmed on from what someone messaged me, and then also what I think Jake kind of noticed. So someone messaged me about like, oh my god, like you've so much got your life together, like you know what's going on, like you're this, you're that, you're blah blah blah. And I literally replied like, oh my god, I do not have my life together at all. And I've kind of realised that I feel a little bit lost in who I am, which I've kind of touched on in a few videos. Like I've kind of mentioned it with like my fashion sense and things like that, but I just feel like I'm kind of confused, and like people that on the internet like think that I've got all my shit together and know exactly who I am. Like, I'm 21 and I put all this pressure on myself to have my shit together when I don't need to, like I really don't, but I also don't like being like that. Like, I want to have all my shit together, like I want to be settled in what's going on in my life and like have control of everything, but I just don't, and I just feel like I am a little bit lost in my person. I'm not really sure why. I don't know, I feel like I can't really put my finger on it, but I feel like I lost who I was in the past year, like, and I just didn't really realise it. And like, I don't know, I think at the beginning of lockdown, like I was getting myself in like a really like good routine, and like was feeling really like good and great, and then I've kind of gone through like the second stage of all of that, of like kind of like the slump of like it doesn't, like that motivation that you get at first to like get your shiz together and get yourself back on track, like you kind of lose that. So yeah, like I don't really know, I'm not like putting any pressure on myself like you need to like get your shiz together and blah 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 blah, but I just think that every time like something happens and I realise like I need to like do something to sort this out, like I kind of feel like I'm getting better with it, and like then I kind of like act like I don't need to sort it out. Like I've said for so long that I need to like speak to like a counsellor or something like that, just of like shit that's happened in the past and like things that I've gone through and limes and things like that that I've never like truly dealt with. But then I seem to get myself in these like headspaces where I'm like, oh my god, I'm fine, and then that headspace lasts like a month and then it all comes crashing down, and then I'm like, I should have actually done something about it. But I seem to like to pretend to myself that I'm all okay. I also think my hormones have been so out of whack, because I've literally like, being ill's actually done me some good, because it's made me stop and like not like work out and not like think about food and not think about life and work and comparing myself and yada yada yada. I just think that everyone thinks that I'm a really really like confident person, which I have been, but I genuinely think like I'm the most insecure that I've ever been, which is big for me to say, because it's the kind of thing that I don't really admit to myself, yet I tell YouTube, you know, as you do. And I don't mean this as like, oh my god, please compliment me and blah 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 blah. But you know when it's like a in your own head thing, and like nobody else can say anything to like help you with that. And this is why I do think I need to like just like let go of the past, but I'm not gonna let go of the past until I have someone to show me how to. Like, it's the kind of thing that only you can fix. But this is why I say about the whole like needing counselling and things like that, because if I keep on getting myself in these ruts of where I think I'm fixing it and then I'm actually not, like, it's just gonna continue. So yeah, I just think, I don't know, like I think it was also like Jake stumbled across one of my old videos and like watched it, and he was like, oh my god, like you seem so like you don't give a shit in this video. And it was from like a couple of years ago, and I was like, yeah, because I really didn't. Like, I was just so me, and I feel like in the past year I've really like, I don't know, I've let things get to me that I never would have before, and I've let, I don't know, I feel like that kind of comes with like breaking down your wall, is that like all the other shit comes with it. I'm sorry that I've said shit so many times in this video, but I'm just trying to like articulate what I'm trying to say and struggling a bit. But yeah, I gave absolutely no shits. Like, I had less followers, so like there was less hate, and I'm like, what? Like, I was never someone that was affected by hate or hate comments. And like, I had a bit of a breakdown a couple of weeks ago. Again, that's not me like asking for sympathy. Like, I know people will be like, you signed up for that, blah 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 blah. And I did in a way, but I didn't know what I was signing up for. And I just think so many things that used to literally like glide off my back because I was confident in who I am and I was secure in who I was, didn't affect me. Whereas now, because I feel like I'm in a bit more of an insecure state, because I'm growing up and changing, like so much is changing, that I feel like now things affect me more because of that. But I want to get back to the Misha that doesn't give a shit. Like, I know that sounds really like rude and stuff like that, but like that's kind of how you have to live life in this generation. Like, you just kind of have to let it waters off a duck's back. And I want to get back to that stage where I'm not analysing myself in every single mirror that I look at. And I remember actually in one of my like sort out my room videos, someone commented and they were like, oh my god, can she please stop looking at herself in the mirror? Like, we all know you think you're fucking beautiful. Sorry, we all know you think you're beautiful. Like, I used to like you, but now like it's all gone to your head. And I literally was like, oh my god, I'm looking at the mirror, probably in this video, catching myself, analysing myself and critiquing myself. I am not doing, oh my god, I think I'm so beautiful. Like, I want to get back to that person. And I don't know what the culprit is. Like, I think there's lots of things. I think there's being around people that don't necessarily, or was around people that don't necessarily make you feel the best about yourself. And then, you know, you carry that with you and you don't necessarily like process it, and that is what I'm at. Like, I need to process this stuff so I can move past it. But yeah, I just wanted to be honest because I don't want to seem like I've got all my shit together and I'm like perfectly contently happy, because in so many ways I am. And that I was having this discussion the other day and it's really annoying me because I feel like there's so much good, but I can't, like, my brain isn't letting me be fully happy. And obviously there's crap as well. Like, there's stuff that I haven't gone into detail online and I won't, going on, that will obviously affect that, but there's other stuff that I have so much happiness to like be about. So yeah, I do think this week has been good because I haven't really thought about any of this. I was thinking about this the weeks prior, but this week I haven't really thought about what I'm talking about, and now I'm just kind of like spitting it out of what's previously been stacked up in my brain. But yeah, don't think just because someone's on the internet they've got their life together, because they most probably don't. Hate to break it to you. I did ask on Instagram if there's anything that you guys wanted to ask me, and obviously everyone's asking about Jake. He's freaking great, as per usual. Couldn't fault the boy, love him to pieces. I don't know what I did in this lifetime to deserve him, pretty much. And I'm sure all my family agree. And a lot of you guys are talking about moving out. Moving out in terms of moving out from the family, I really don't know. Like, I'm not the only one that's involved in that, so it's kind of like a we'll wait and see, but I don't know. Looking for any new pals? Yeah. Yes, I am. Career-wise, okay, let's just dabble in that a little bit. I feel like I was feeling really good because obviously through COVID there's been a lot of quiet periods, there's been not a lot of work going on because obviously all these brands don't have budget, because you know, people aren't spending money. Like, it's all a cycle. I don't know if we are officially in a recession, but I do feel like our generation doesn't necessarily understand what a recession is like. Obviously I have parents that have owned their own business and been made redundant in recessions and lost things and blah blah blah, so I think I'm very like aware, but I don't know, like maybe that's me being like rude towards our generation, but I don't think we fully understand like what could be waiting for us, because we're all like, oh, we want this to end, like we want COVID to be over, blah 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 blah, so we can all go away and do this and do that. And it's like, well, come October when the what's it called, furlough gets taken away, like I just think a lot of things are going to change economically, because a lot of people are going to lose their jobs, and like this is the kind of stuff I think about. I don't think that's normal for a 21-year-old, but I don't know, that is coming, so obviously brands are going to be fully aware of that and things like that. But then it has picked up recently, which is really, really good. Of course I'm earning less than I have previous years, like no shiz, Sherlock, like of course, but I am honestly unfazed by that. Like the fact I have money coming in is an absolute blessing, because I know not everyone is in that position. So yeah, and also it's quite weird like trying to keep up now, because I'm obviously so out of practice of it being quieter during COVID. That it's a bit like, oh, like what is this? But I don't know if that's everything that I have to say. Obviously people are asking about like my weight and my working out and things like that. I feel like the workout side of things, I have got on lockdown, saying this, I haven't worked out for like a week and a half because obviously I've been ill. So I'm kind of scared for my first workout, but then obviously because I've been ill I haven't really been eating very much, so I will have lost weight, which I feel like is almost going to be like a kickstart to get like my shiz back together, because I think that is partly why I've been feeling insecure. Not that you should feel secure or insecure because of your weight at all. If you are happy in your skin, that is the main thing. But obviously I've spoken a lot about my whole like journey with me and my weight and things like that, so it's definitely something that I struggle mentally with. So prior to like this week, I feel like I've kind of like not fallen off the bandwagon, because it's not like that. Like it's all about having a healthy lifestyle, but you know when you get yourself into bad habits, and I could see myself falling down the path that I've fallen down so many times that I then have to pick myself back up out of. And I don't mean in terms of like eating badly, I more mean in terms of like mentality and like the way in which I view things and everything like that. So this rest week is kind of really been quite good for me, because it's just made me like stop, it's made me break any habits, and you know I'm kind of going to be viewing everything with a fresh set of eyes now. So yes, I don't know if this video was completely pointless, I don't know if it was really depressing, if it was really uplifting, if it was real, I honestly don't know, but I just felt like I needed to say some things, because yeah, I have no freaking clue what's going on in my life. I have no clue where I'm going to be living, I have no clue what the world is, I am confused.com, but aren't we all? So I just want to be real with you all. But I hope you have enjoyed. I will see you guys in my next video, which will hopefully be my room tour before this all gets taken away. But it's fine, everything happens for a reason, and it will all work out in the end. So I love you guys lots, and I will see you in the next one. Bye guys. Make sure to video, like and subscribe, and also please let me know what you want to see, because I feel like we're kind of at a weird like transitional period and I don't really know what's going on.